section 4 now, which is tutoring. We mentioned briefly earlier that the standard for testing into college English is completing English 10 at an 85% or higher. The standard for testing into Algebra 2 is completing Algebra 1 at an 85% or higher. And then the standard for testing into college math is completing Algebra 2 at an 85% or higher. So as you're instructing students and grading their work, if you see a student dropping below an 85, please send me an email. Sending me an email, let me know. More than likely, I'm going to go ahead and refer that student for tutoring before the student gets any lower. We're all about preparing these kids with the skills they're going to need to be successful, not only in college, but in career as well. And so we want to make sure that every student is prepared. So you have an opportunity to be a tutor if you would like. We arrange semi-private tutoring for any student that needs it. Semi-private means 3 students per tutoring session. The tutoring is paid for by the parents at $20 per hour, and it's paid directly to the student, directly to the teacher. So in other words, you let me know that a student needs it. I reach out to the parent and say, hey, we think Susie would benefit from tutoring. I copy the tutor on it, I copy you on it, and say, hey, work out with the tutor when and where you're going to do the tutoring, but it's $20 per hour for 3 students in the class. So you'll need to keep in mind as you're scheduling this tutoring, hey, I need to pick a convenient time, because there may be more students that we're going to add to your tutoring session. So before classes start on campus, after classes start on campus are usually good times. If your campus has another day where the study groups are meeting, like we have a study group that meets regularly on Friday, that's where we do the tutoring in our location up north in Dawsonville. So whatever works for your students, whatever works for you, for your campus. But again, the details of where and when and the payment is worked out between you and the parent. We don't get involved. Okay, we don't collect money, we don't do any of that. The parent pays you directly. We encourage you to just collect it per week, $20 per student per week. That's an opportunity to make up to $60 an hour for your tutoring services. And we do have a number of students every year that are in tutoring. So highly encourage you to check into that. All right, do you have any questions on tutoring? I don't think so. All right, I'm going to move right into section 5, which is Gradelink. This is probably where we're going to spend the balance of our time. So Gradelink is our parent-student teacher portal. You will receive your Gradelink credentials within the next 5 to 7 days. Our school ID is 1576. Okay, we've already established your username and your password. You can go in and change that after your initial login, but we will send you all of that criteria. Once you've logged in once, you'll see that it automatically comes up on your computer so that you can just log in automatically. Okay, now I'm going to log in as a teacher. Since we have been using English 8, I'm going to log in as Gabrielle, who's our English 8 teacher. Okay? So when you log in, it's going to look just like this. All right? The first thing that you see is the Tandem EDU. I'm going to call it the home page or the landing page. This is where we publish anything important, any announcements. Parents see this, students see this, teachers see this. Everybody across the program, this is the first thing they see when they log in. Now, when we make significant changes to this, we also send it out as an email blast. We send it out to everybody program-wide with a link saying, check out our latest newsletter, okay? And then all of the information is also posted on this landing page. So it changes frequently. This is where we post any program-wide updates. If you have something that applies to the entire program, send it to me, and we can post it on this home page as well. All right? Second thing I want to show you is our email client. That's where you'll find that under the Smart Send tab. All right? Anytime you communicate with a student, send it through Gradelink. That's because we have an official record of it. All right? Now, students don't have the ability to email you personally through Gradelink, but you have the ability to communicate with them via Gradelink. All right? So you have the ability to select the groups that you want to send your email to. You will never select all active staff, all active parents, or all active students. You will never send an email to everybody because that goes across all of our campuses. What you will do is pick the classes that you teach. And so Gabrielle teaches these 5 classes. So she would, let's say we want to send an email to all of her English 8 students. She would select English 8. Now, let's say there's a couple of students that don't need this particular email. Okay, they turn the assignment in, so those students can be exempt. So you can come in and we can delete Joshua Cox and his mom and dad from receiving that email. All right, any email you send through Gradelink automatically goes to the student and the parents, whichever email addresses the parents have on record, and that's a parental choice. But it automatically goes, and there's no way that you can change that. And let's just say that you want to copy Debbie on it. You could enter Debbie's name and select her, and then she would be added to that list as well. No need to copy me on email. I get a copy of everything that goes out. So then from here on out, it's just your basic email client. You can enter your subject, and then you can enter the body of your email. You also have the ability to attach photographs, attach any kind of PDFs. You do not have the ability to put a graphic in the body of the email. You cannot do that, but you can attach it. All right? So it's a pretty basic email client. You can change the fonts. You can, bold it, italics, any of that. Very standard. And then when you're done, you just hit Smart Send, and it'll send the email. Now I want to show you a couple of features up at the top. Drafts is where you'll see saved emails. So Gradelink is not without its faults. I'll just tell you, a lot of times late at night, on weekends, the system blips out. I don't know what happens, okay? But if that happens and you're working on a lengthy email, you can go back in drafts, and likely that email will be automatically saved in drafts, okay? Or if you're working on an email and you need some more information on it, go ahead and save it, because if you don't get that information until the next day, you're going to come back and Gradelink's timed out. Your email's not going to be there, okay? What I've started to do with Gradelink is I just type my stuff in Word, cut and paste it right into Gradelink, okay? And then usually all the formatting sticks, everything is there, so there's no issue. All right, you won't use history and you won't use scheduled. You won't use those events at all, and there's nothing listed in groups. We don't have history and scheduled enabled on our clients, so new is pretty much where you'll spend most of your time creating those new emails. All right, next thing I want to show you, at the top ribbon, you'll see teacher pages. All right, so every teacher has just a general announcements page. Every teacher needs to post their contact information. This is how the students can get in touch with you, whether that's your cell phone, your email, however students can reach you. That's the first thing that needs to go on that announcements page. And then, you can have fun with your announcements page. Post things that are funny, cartoons, jokes, a cute video, whatever. You can put all of that on your announcements page. All of your students in all of your classes see the announcements, okay? Now, only the students that are in the English 113 class are going to see what's on the English 113 page. Now, your class pages are going to look just like this. Okay, they're going to be generic, and it walks you through, just gives you some different ideas, tells you what to do to edit your page. It's very simple. You just click the edit button, and then basically it walks you through it step by step, how to create a post, how you can cut and paste things, put them into the post, how to save your post, and then publishing your post is what puts it out there publicly for everybody to see. And a lot of times Gradelink, the publish feature takes a while, so if it's just sitting there, it's working, it just takes a while. So that's pretty much the teacher pages. Again, have fun with them, post cute little things. You don't need to post assignments here because those are all automatically in Gradelink, the students can see them. If you find, say, an additional video to supplement the MLA training that week, put it out there, okay? Kids love seeing the cartoons, they love seeing, little jokes, things like that. It kind of lightens things up. All right, the calendar, Celeste has updated our calendar. You can get to the calendar 2 ways. You can get to it from the left sidebar, but you can also get to it by clicking this calendar at the top of the page. So when you click the calendar, you'll see that Celeste has spent a lot of time keeping us all on the same page. So what she has done is listed all of the campuses on here. Each campus has its own color, and each campus she has listed out each week. So we've got Act Work Week 1, Coming Week 1, Rutledge Week 1. All right, so she's done that throughout the entire year. She's also put things on here like TFC deadlines, tandem deadlines. You'll also see, let me go to September. You'll see that there's student birthdays listed. Anything with a birthday cake is a student birthday. Okay, we can see whose birthday that is. That's Will Cox's birthday. All right. And then the other thing, as a teacher, you can see what assignments are coming due for your students. All right. So I just entered the first 2 weeks of assignments for the English 8 class. And I can click on that assignment right there and see exactly what that assignment is. Okay. Now again, you're only looking at the assignments for the classes that you teach. You are not looking at the assignments for your own children. Okay? You have a separate login as a parent where you'll be able to see things specific to your family. All right? This is where you see things specific to your classes. All right? So you'll get a couple of different, the first login that I'm going to send you is going to be your teacher login. And then when we start on the first day of class is when you'll get your parent login. All right?
They've all gotten that.
Oh, they've all gotten it. Okay.
I've already sent everybody that.
Does everybody have their parent login?
It was on the billing.
All right, great. So everybody already has
yeah,
Because
that's
you
right.
wrote
Yeah,
me
we
a
did
check
that.
and
That
you-
was like forever ago.
All right, great.
You're right. I just didn't use it.
So the calendar is color-coded as we make changes and update things. It updates it automatically, so you'll have all that information. So a great tool to keep us all on the same page. Pardon me?
The week of Thanksgiving shows that it's online.
Mm-hmm, that's correct.
I was just saying, it's all.
Yes, okay, yes.
How did you get to where it shows the assignments?
You just hover over one of them. See that? I just hovered over that sentence one, compound sentence. Okay. And then I can view details to get more information about it. And it takes me to the assignment, what would be the assignment tab. So we'll show you that in a minute. Okay. In the left sidebar, you're not going to use lesson plans. We don't use any lesson planning feature in Gradelink. It doesn't suit the way our multi-campuses work. So you won't use that tab. All the lesson plans, all of the assignments are loaded on the front end for you. That's what Celeste does, so you'll never have to enter any assignments. If you see that an assignment is missing or a date needs to be changed, just email me. Email me and we'll get that fixed, no problem. All right, you're going to use your grade sheet pretty regularly. This is where you enter the grades for your class. Up here in the top sidebar, in the top ribbon, is where you can see all of the classes that you teach. All right, all the classes that you're a primary teacher on. I'm going to use this English 8 class because that's been our sample class. Now, you'll see that some of the assignments, I don't know if you can tell the difference, some of the assignments are in green and some of the assignments are in black. Okay. These green assignments are non-graded. That means that's the students' daily work that they do at home. So for example, all that daily math practice that they're doing, it tells them exactly what to do, but that's a non-graded assignment. When they show up to class, they're going to have a quiz to make sure that they did that work, and then Tom may also spot check their work, or he may ask if there's any questions to follow up to make sure that they did that daily work. You can turn off the non-graded if you don't want to see the non-graded simply by clicking that button. And then all we see are the graded assignments. Okay? Now remember, these are just the first 2 weeks worth of assignments for that English 8 class. Now to grade an assignment, it's really simple. You just click grade and you go and you enter each student's grade. All right? Grade code, this is what you'd use if you're giving the student an incomplete. In other words, it's a horrible, you know they can do a lot better, they need to redo it. Okay, if it's excused. If a family's traveling and you want to excuse them from that assignment, you can do that. Or if they're absent, you can mark them absent. give them another week to turn it in, or say I'm going to excuse you from that assignment, whatever. That's totally up to you. Now the comments field is where you'd put, if you're excusing them, put why you're excusing them from that particular assignment. Okay, this is also where you note that it's a revised grade. So in Tom's class, if they get a quiz back and let's say they get a 50, and they have a chance to redo that to get a better grade. All right, so he's going to give them half credit back for every question they got right. And then he would enter that new grade into Gradelink. It would replace the previous grade, so he would go in and change the grade here, and then he would write here that it's a revised grade. Okay? That's just how we track that the grades are revised. Just so we have a record of that. It comes into play when we have a student who's not doing well, but has not taken advantage of the opportunity to redo work. Okay, so it's really, really important that we track who's revising their grades and who's not, because that goes to the student effort. How hard are they trying in this particular class? All right, so, and all of our grades are entered by percentage. So you, not points, we use percentages, so you'll enter their percentage when you're grading their work. Okay, the assignments. This is how we enter the assignments as the admin team, so you don't have to worry about this at all. We totally take care of entering all of the assignments for you. You won't use the assignments type at all. Activity log, this just shows your login history. When you logged in and what you did, where you went to, what tabs you were under, you know, what you were doing. So, attendance. We are starting something new this year in an attempt to kind of just tighten up security, keep an eye on the students that are on campus. We're asking all teachers to quickly take attendance every week. Okay, it's very simple. You'll need to log into your Gradelink account, and I'm going to choose August 28th because that's the first day that we take attendance. And you'll just mark it. I think it automatically comes up with everybody marked as present. Okay, and then you can change that. And then make any comments if you know somebody's out, if you know somebody's running late, whatever. You know, just generally quick notes. That's all we're looking for is very quick notes. All right? Yes? The attendance tab right here. Yep, very simple. Attendance, and you have to change the date. But it will come up with the current date. So if you're doing it in class that day, it will come up.
Okay.
It'll come up automatically.
It was already done in class that day.
In class that day, yes. That is the goal, to do it at the beginning of class as students are trickling in. Just, you know, go through and do that attendance. This is how we can track students if we ever have, let's say, a fire or a campus emergency. We can get everybody out, log into Gradelink on our phone, and we can see exactly who was there for the previous class. Okay? Who's on campus, who's in study hall, where everybody's at. All right? So it's just a way for us to keep track of all the students. All right, you won't use comments tab at all. Reports tab has some great features, so you can run a quick, say for example you want a birthday list. So what you'd want to do is just pick the class that you want to run the birthday list for. If you pick all classes, it's campus-wide. So we're going to use that tier 8 again, and we're going to run the report for the entire year, and it's going to give us all the birthdays. So you can have a list up front of all the students' birthdays who are in your classes. Another report that you can run is a student roster. This report has a lot of flexibility. Again, you're going to pick the particular class that you want to run the report for, and you can only run it for one class at a time. And then you can choose which fields you want to appear in the report. So let's say we want to know, we want to be able to contact the mom and the dad. We want the father's phone number, the father's name. Okay, we want the mother's name, mother's phone number. Okay, and let's say we want to track the student phone, student email, and you can even choose student birth date here as well. All right, and then you can choose to have it exported as an Excel spreadsheet. You don't have to, but that's just one of the options if you want the data in one format. And then down here you can run the report. Mine's not going to cooperate because I've got this bar that won't close. My computer has a little glitch. It's not going to let me run it. Yeah, I can't do it for you. But it comes up with a nice little report. My ribbon's not closing it. Yeah. Anyway, you get a nice little spreadsheet with all of the data for the fields that you selected. All right? Very easy, very user-friendly. You can and then it's automatically downloaded to your computer. If you choose an Excel spreadsheet, it is automatically downloaded and it's automatically put in your downloads so you have it available. You will never use the conclude tab. That's something we at the end of each quarter, we have to conclude the classes. So you will not see all of the assignments for the entire year. We load assignments up on a quarterly basis. So towards the end of the first quarter, we will conclude the first quarter classes, populate all of those students into the second quarter classes, and then enter the second quarter assignments. But this is all something that happens behind the scenes. You don't have to worry about that. You'll just log in one day and, oh, second quarter assignments are there. That's great. All right? The other thing you have is a teacher training video. I think this video is about an hour long. Really, only the first 6 or so minutes are relevant to what we do. Gradelink has a lot of features that we just don't use, all right? So it shows you how to use your grade sheet, it shows you how to use your teacher page, it shows you, all of that's within the first 6 minutes. You may have to scroll to the end to see a few of the other features, but basically the meat of what we do is in the first 5 or 6 minutes of that training video. The other thing I want to show you is if you ever get stuck on something, this is the help button for Gradelink. And you can type whatever it is. If if you're not sure what to do with your teacher page, type teacher page. And then it'll come up with, it'll take you to a page of Gradelink support with all kinds of links and all kinds of PDFs that pretty much can answer any question that you might have with Gradelink. Their help desk is very well equipped. So, yep, that's how you get help and support through Gradelink. All right. Before we move into the next section, we'll shut the video down.